Broadcasting across the city on 98.7 FM. New Style Radio.
Good evening. It's just gone past the hours of 10. When I said just, like 10 minutes ago. But it's all right because, you know, good things come to those who wait. Remember that one, yeah? Good things come to those who wait. So for those of you that have been waiting for us to get going at 10 o'clock, apologies. We're live on the air. Good evening. Hope everybody's had a great weekend. Mr. Wayne, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Gene. Good evening, Gene.
Yes.
Good evening, people.
Mm-hmm.
Good evening, everybody.
That's Wayne Strapline. If you're listening to us for the first time and you're going to listen to us again, you're going to get used to that strapline right there. You know, it's trademarked or copyrighted, I should say, by this show, The Genius. I was going to say by the station, but not even by the station, by the Genius Football Show. Listen, guys, it's been another crazy week of football, another crazy weekend of football, and a bit of a week of football, to be honest with you as well. I have to say, motivation levels to come and do this show after my team took a battering at 3-0. I've been in hiding. I'm not gonna fake the funk. I've been in hiding. People have been trying to call me out. I'm not taking the bait. I'm staying in hiding. This is the one day I come out of my yard now. Now people can see me, and I'm still repping my colours. I still got my shirt on. But yeah, it's been a difficult one, man.
You took your beating, yeah?
I ain't taking no beat. Well, the team took the beat. You know what I mean? It's just football at the end of the day, right? They don't pay my bills. That's what I'm saying. I'm not that invested. I ain't that invested. You know what I'm saying?
For those of you that have been watching the show over the last year that we've been on, you'll know the irony in what Genius just said.
It's only football, man. There's more important things to think about, you know what I mean? Like my garden needs doing, you know what I'm saying? Them leaves, those winter leaves that come off the tree. Madness. That's more of a problem for me than Liverpool on Saturday. Anyhow, it wasn't just Liverpool that played. There was a full roster of games over the weekend, which followed actually the international break. I'm not a big fan of international breaks. I don't know if I think I've made it pretty clear. Not a big fan of international breaks for me, especially at this stage. Don't get me wrong, World Cups, Euros, yeah, all in, you know, Copa America, AFCON, all in. But when it comes to these qualifiers and that, I just find it a little bit dead. Although it was a bit exciting last week, wasn't it? With Scotland, was it beating Denmark 4-3?
Yes.
Yeah? Big result for them.
Huge.
Going to the World Cup for the first time in how many?
28 years?
28 years?
28 years.
Last time they went, So I'm saying a long time, you know what I'm saying? And Wales also coming through as well.
They've got to go to the playoffs
now, isn't it? Yeah. But they got through to the playoffs, which is really good as well for them. Northern Ireland? I'm sure they've got through to the playoffs as well. I'm
sure they have.
So I believe they made it through to the playoffs. Obviously, England have got through their qualifying group at a canter.
They always do.
As they always do, exactly.
That's not the challenge for England.
But the thing is with England, what I find is, even getting through the playoff group, they never really pull up trees. Even against the teams where you think, they're going to put 6 past these. They never do. It's always a 2-0. I'm sure was it 2-0s, wasn't it? Yeah, over this international break. That's kind of like par for the course for England against some of these teams that I wish they'd go and absolutely pulverise and really send a message out, you know what I mean, to the rest of world football. Look who's coming to the World Cup. When they see England play, they just look and say, yeah, man, yeah, they beat Moldova, 2-0. Yeah.
I am 48 years old, and I've never, ever experienced what you just said. Never. I do remember England beating Germany, was it 5-1?
Yeah, that was when all the Liverpool boys scored, all the goals. Yeah.
Didn't Ian Wright score in that one as well?
No, that was Emile Heskey, Michael Owen showed that, and Steven Gerrard. Those are the 3 scorers. I'll have you know.
Okay, you can have that one.
Yeah.
But wasn't that friendly?
It might have been.
So in my lifetime,
yeah,
I haven't seen.
They did beat Holland at Wembley 4-0 in the semi-final once in the Euros. That was pretty. That was
96.
I think so. Yeah, when Paul Gascoigne, the same year Paul Gascoigne did the dentist chair.
And flicked it over to Scotland, different Colin Hendry.
Yeah, that one, then did the dentist chair celebration. Yeah. Jeez, I tell you what. Snowflakes back then, weren't we? You know what I'm saying? You know, if you think that's bad, this is what's going on nowadays around the game. Oh no, he did that. What was it? I think it's when they go away on holiday.
Yeah.
they square alcohol into their mouth in the dentist chair or something.
It was something like they'd gone to the Far East. I don't know whether it was Thailand or if it was Malaysia, but they've got this dentist chair and they're just throwing liquor down your throat. I was like, go to Newcastle the weekend and go to Manchester. You don't need to go that far. You know what I mean?
That's why Gazza's the one that did it. He's like, yo, I've been doing this down the time. You know what I mean? From day one.
From a man's got a brethren called 10 Bellies. You know something, all right.
Yeah. There's a way he got those 10 bellies, yeah? There's a way he got those 10 bellies for sure. But going back to the England thing. And don't get me wrong, I'm not going to lie. I haven't been totally on the pulse with the England thing, but I know that Jude Bellingham was coming in for some criticism. You probably know a bit more about it, because I know you messaged me and said, yeah, we need to cover this off. Was the criticism down to his performance, or was it more? So what was
He was a man of the match performance from Jude Bellingham.
Excellent. So where did the criticism come from?
Because he got substituted.
Yeah.
And he was annoyed that he got substituted.
As a lot of big players are.
And all of a sudden, it was a big thing that he threw his toys out the pram.
Yeah.
He's a big-time Charlie.
Oh, really?
He's not a team player. Should he even be playing in the World Cup? Should he even be going to the World Cup?
Stop it. And was this coming from pundits or from fans, or what? What was the general consensus?
It was pundits.
Yeah.
But what I rated was Ian Wright came out in defence of him.
Yeah.
And then following Ian Wright coming out in defence of him, Gary Lineker and Alan Shearer also came out in defence of him.
But so where I'm coming from here is, during the match, was the criticism levelled at him during the match? Was it newspaper reports afterwards? I'm just trying to understand where was the source of the criticism about his...
It was commented on at the time.
At the time, yeah.
But then it was the newspaper report backlash, and one of the reporters asked Tuchel about his attitude.
Yeah.
And then Tuchel's response was, he needs to understand that his brother or his teammates coming on. And it's not just about him.
Right, okay. So that didn't really help either. No. Okay, got it. Good to just get the context. Like I said, I didn't really tune in for any of the England games over the international break. And then you were saying, obviously, that Ian Wright came out and defended him.
Yep.
And Ian Wright came out and defended him, not just to say, lay off him. He actually came out and actually addressed some really key points that maybe some people would have been uncomfortable to discuss. Yeah. And that came on the Gary Neville show, isn't it? Let's Talk Football, or it's all about football, whatever it's called. Yeah. We're not here to promote his show anyway. Until he starts promoting ours, exactly.
New Style Radio.
You don't know.
Breakthrough TV.
You don't know. But I did see that clip, and what he was saying was that as a black man in football, it's almost that even a man of his stature, who is now at the biggest club in world football, holding down a regular starting place in world football, he's lauded over there, but still there seems to be this thing that he shouldn't get above his station type thing, and that he should be grateful that he's given this opportunity and whatnot. I think those things that Ian Wright spoke about, and he spoke about the challenges of black men in football, especially probably in his time, even more so probably, in the sense that, you do have to kind of prove yourself 10 times over potentially your white counterpart, right?
And the analogy that he used, he goes, he commented on, is the world's not ready for a Paul Pogba or a Jude Bellingham.
Right.
He's not ready for that.
Yeah.
If you're an N'Golo Conte...
That's right. Perfect. Yeah.
Then it's kind of acceptable.
Okay. Yeah,
because you're humble,
right.
You don't say much.
Yeah.
You're not really in the limelight.
Yeah.
But you're a big, strapping, handsome-looking man.
Yeah. Who demands a certain level of respect, and who will throw his toys out the pram just the same way as Cristiano Ronaldo does.
Yes.
But Cristiano Ronaldo doesn't get the criticism for it.
No.
Because people say, well, he's the best player in the world and blah, 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 blah. It seems like some of the black players who do that don't get that. And when I say some of the black players, you're Paul Pogba's, you're Jude Bellingham's, who are best in class. Yeah? Who ultimately, if you're looking at a player of Jude's caliber, he's in the top ranking.
When we talk about Jude Bellingham, this is a boy. And when I say boy, I'm not being disrespectful.
Yeah.
I mean, as a young man coming through, he came through at Birmingham City, made his debut, was it 16 or 17?
Yeah.
Moved from Birmingham City to Borussia Dortmund.
At a very young age.
At a very young age. At 19, he was the captain of Borussia Dortmund. They pushed Bayern Munich to the title. I think it was 1 point that Bayern pipped into the title. Final game of the season, he was injured, so he couldn't play. He then got his big money move to Real Madrid, and he's gone to Real Madrid, and he's not just a squad player like Trent Alexander-Arnold. Liverpool. Anyway, he's not just a squad player. He's their main man.
That's right. He's a key guy in that. He went
squad. There. He was scoring goals there before Mbappe got there. Mbappe's gone there now. He's gone into the midfield. They were losing 2-1 at the weekend against Elche. Who scored the equaliser?
Right.
Jude Bellingham.
Right.
Who's dragging them out the pits? Jude Bellingham.
And he's regularly done that since he's gone there.
Since he's been there, he's been there, what, 2-3 seasons now?
2 seasons now, I think. Yeah, I think this is his second full season.
And he's won everything.
Yeah. So my thing is, there was already murmurings back in the Euros, I believe, and it was around elements of, again, him. I remember there was one point where maybe, I don't know if it was Harry Kane missed a penalty or something, or missed an opportunity, and he was like going there and saying, "Come on," and giving him a slap on the back and saying, give me some. And I heard people like commenting, saying like, who does Jude think he is? He's a young guy. He's a young boy compared to Harry Kane. Who does he think he is? But it's like, sorry, so a young guy showing leadership qualities and trying to pick up a teammate who's probably feeling a bit distraught at missing an opportunity to put his country through to the next round or whatever. And we're criticising him on that. So that's when I realised, okay, so they're just going to look for anything to criticise Jude on now. Anything to pull him back down to earth.
Alan Shearer, in the podcast, said, you name me a world-class elite footballer that likes losing. He says you don't have them. Because they have egos.
Or that likes being substituted.
They have egos.
Correct.
And the egos are huge.
Correct.
That's his part and parcel of being a professional sports person.
Correct.
The analogy they used was if Harry Kane was to do exactly the same thing, would there be that heat on Harry Kane?
No, there wouldn't.
No, there wouldn't.
In fact, even more so, what would happen is they'd say, well, he's England captain and he's a born winner, and he feels that the team will have a better chance with him on the pitch, so he's only really looking out for the team and all. Do you understand? So we know the narratives change depending on the person that they're talking about. The narratives will change, flip back and forth, and unfortunately, it's something that kind of shows the general attitude towards black players within the game. We've already mentioned many a time before, around newspaper reports where you've got a black player and a white player who probably commit the same. It's not even an offence. They do the same thing, buying their mother a house or whatever. Yeah. Raheem Sterling, and it wasn't even Raheem Sterling. It was it Jade? Was it Jaden? No. After that, because it was two Man City players, and I think it was Jadon Sancho potentially and Phil Foden when they were coming through as youngsters. It was either Jaden or it was somebody else. But anyway, the black player. They said, player flounders money, how much million pound to buy, I don't know.
His mama house.
But they didn't say it like that. They probably phrased it in a way that made it look like he's just trying to floss. Whereas Phil Foden did it, and it was very much kind of like, Man City player, youngster, buys mom, house. And so it makes it sound like a rags to riches story then, do you understand? So that whole kind of narrative and phrasing is so damaging, but the worst thing is people think that they're doing it on a slide and they're kind of getting away with it and people aren't going to notice, but people are calling it out now.
Yeah, and big, because I think Ian Wright, he didn't name the reporter, but there's a particular reporter that really was throwing shade at Jude.
Right, yeah. He needs to name and shame.
Well,
but most people probably
everybody knows exactly who he's talking about.
Yeah.
Those of you that are not in the know, didn't know.
Yeah.
But just go on social media and it tells you who it is.
Yeah,
and it gives examples of things he's done over the years, which is throwing shade.
Right, okay.
Righty called him out, and he said, "I'm not going to." Can't quote Righty verbatim, but he kind of said, I'm not going to give him the platform by saying
his name and calling him out. Fair enough.
But everybody knew exactly who he was talking about.
Yeah.
Even Roy Keane just sat down there in silence.
I noticed because I was waiting for something to come out. But you know what? My thing is, sometimes someone like Roy Keane, I'm not saying that, he doesn't disagree with, I'm not saying that he disagrees with what Righty was saying. But I think when it comes to these conversations now, especially when Wright is calling out a blind spot with a reporter or a pundit or whoever, when he's calling out a blind spot, the last thing somebody wants to do is to oppose that view, because then it may look like they are sticking up for said person, which then suggests that they hold similar views to said person, and so on and so forth. So those conversations, what it is, I like people who just say it as they see it. If you disagree, tell me why you disagree. Let's have the real conversation. I prefer that than you sit there quiet and you're not agreeing, but you're not disagreeing. You're just sitting there
on the fence.
You're sitting on
the fence. Getting
it feels that way. Yeah. He might say, "Oh, well, there's nothing for me to say." Riley was saying it all. Yeah, true, but we know you're an outspoken person. Usually, you've got something to say on these things. So
it was a powerful moment.
Yeah.
As soon as he started talking, everybody.
Quiet.
Everyone's quiet, just listening to him.
And I don't think they were. I don't think they were ready for him to go maybe to that level on the show, because the show's usually quite a jovial,
humorous,
do you know what I mean? Humor, a lot of banter in it, and all of that. So when he took it there, I think they probably felt a bit of discomfort. If I'm not,
But then, isn't that what we're supposed to do in terms of when we see it, calling it out? And let's have those moments of discomfortness.
Discomfort. For me, there's nothing wrong with discomfort.
Let's have the conversation.
Yeah.
If you disagree, fine. Yeah. Let's have the conversation.
Yeah.
I can tell you why I have my opinion or why I think this. If you disagree with that, tell me why you think it's
correct.
Think I'm incorrect.
Correct.
And the thing is, we don't even have to agree on it at the end.
Yeah,
as long as we're able to express our view and our opinion.
That's it. And that's all I ask for. Do you know what I'm saying? That's all I ask for. And for an open mind to listen as well, and not just to feel like your word is bond, so therefore there's no other truth that exists other than your truth. I want an open conversation where we can have the conversation properly. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Something else that was quite funny as well, I think it was in the first England game, Eze scored the goal.
Oh.
I think he got man of the match as well, probably. And the commentator was there saying, "Oh, but but it was a great assist from Phil Foden, wasn't it?" And I checked back, and Phil Foden, it's like a 5-yard pass to his left-hand side that he just gives it to him, and then Eze has to whip it in from the edge of the area.
So I actually watched the game,
yeah.
And Phil Foden's got this way of receiving the ball on the half turn
and he's off. Yeah, nicely.
He does it.
Yeah.
Week in,
week out. And there was no player around him in that instance, was there?
No. I can't remember who poked the ball through to him. I think it might have been Ezri Konsa. Boom, straight into his feet.
And he's in space.
And
he's running at the back four.
And he plays the ball out to his left, 5-yard pass. A bobbly pass, by the way. Because if you watch it, it's bobbling.
Yeah.
And I'm watching Eze finish that, and I'm thinking, that's a finish.
Yeah.
But then to hear, the pass from Phil Foden. Huh?
What?
We're watching two different games.
Even Eze looked a little bit shocked at the kind of, it's like, sorry, who? I can't remember who passed it to me. You understand?
All I know is that the finish, and the technique and the quality of the finish was absolutely amazing. Because whether it was bobbling, whether it was along the floor, the way that he hit the ball was true.
Yeah,
straight into the top corner.
Spot on.
Postage note, right into the corner.
Yeah.
Goalkeeper didn't have no chance.
Yeah.
Give the boys flowers.
I don't know where Phil Foden's 5-yard pass to his left came into that equation in terms of it being a great goal.
I don't know.
And again, it would be great. And I've seen loads of kind of, memes on it after, people making fun and, of it and kind of reenacting it and really going overboard with it. So I really hope whoever that the interviewer was, I really hope they've seen the social media backlash around it.
Well, I saw one yesterday.
Yeah.
And he was saying Phil Foden celebrates the passes for Eze's hat-trick.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, we get it now, but they're still going with it. But it's something to be spoken about.
It is.
If it was the other way around, would he get the acknowledgement?
Well, no, he wouldn't, because there was nothing special about the pass. We've all watched football long enough to know, okay, when you give, someone who creates a great assist, their flowers. Great, let's do that. We're not knocking that. But there was nothing special about the pass. In fact, for me, the pass paled into insignificance for me. I don't recall the pass. All I remember is the finish.
Yeah.
But you want us to now crazy. But again, it shows, I'm very loath to make it a race thing, but it does show that, again, exactly what Wrighty says. You know, the black player had to pull something out of the top drawer, and even then, that's not the highlight as far as that interview is concerned. Yeah. The pass was the highlight, which is absolutely diabolical.
Yeah.
And what's his motive for going down that route? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think that it's not just football.
No.
It's wider in society.
Listen, I will always say that anything that we see in football is just a reflection on what's going on in society. When they say kick racism out of football, you'll never kick racism out of football until you kick it out of society. This is not a football problem. It's a societal problem. Let's deal with it in society and stop putting that pressure on football when they don't really have the jurisdiction to go beyond their stadiums, you know, four walls type things. Do you understand? Let's keep it real, man. It's 10:30, guys. Let's go for a quick break. When we come back, we'll switch our attentions to the Premier League weekend that's just passed by. So stay tuned, and we'll see you on the other side. And we're back again with the Genius Football Show. It's just gone 10:33, something like that. So, yeah, we've got about an hour and a half left. And we got a lot of games to get through. Wayne asked me if we're covering the Liverpool game first. No, we're not. So if you tuned in just for that, you're going to have to wait now. You're going to have to wait. Yeah, we'll get to it if we get to it, you know what I mean?
No, we will get to it.
Yeah, we'll get to it if we get to it, yeah?
We'll see.
There was a more important game, you know? There was a more important game, which was Burnley versus Chelsea that kicked off the weekend. Why are you laughing?
Because you're fishing now.
I'm not
more
fishing.
Important games.
Yeah, Chelsea went second with that victory. You know, it's big things in the title race.
Burnley versus Chelsea is more important than Liverpool getting slapped 3-0 at Anfield.
Because Chelsea went second in the title race. So Chelsea, who many people, including yourself, didn't give any chance of being anywhere near the title race, and they're second in the tables. Let's talk about the second in the table team.
Let's talk about second in the table team.
Yeah, exactly. Why are we dealing with mid-table teams for, man? Let's just do
We won't talk about the title defenders.
Anyhow. Burnley held out pretty well for the first 30-odd minutes. No, I mean it. You know, they didn't allow Chelsea to score.
Didn't allow Chelsea to score, or Chelsea missed?
Yeah, Chelsea missed a few opportunities, to be fair. You know, my thing is with Burnley, they are difficult to beat. Let's not, you know, I'm not going to totally knock them down. I say they're difficult to beat in the sense that in games, they look compact. And they look like, yes, we are, you know, going to do everything we can to make it as difficult as possible for this team to, you know, to score. But the problem is once the other team scores, there's really no way back for them. There's just no, you're not, you know, what are they going to do? Bring Ashley Barnes off the bench to roll back the years?
Yeah, he don't play for them no more.
No, he's back.
Huh?
I'm sure I saw him in a squad the other day. I was like, right, Ashley Barnes. Yeah, man, he's got number 15 now. He's not on number 10 because obviously, you know, can't command that no more. He ain't got the techers anymore. Do you know what I mean? Like he ever had techers. But anyway, 37th minute is when Pedro Neto got on the score sheet from a diving header. Nice little dink cross from Gittins from the left into like the back post on the right, and Pedro's coming in and cushions a nice header into the bottom left-hand corner of the net across the goalkeeper. And it took until the 89th minute for them to actually seal the victory, you know, with a second goal from Fernandes. They had plenty of opportunities in between, obviously.
And I watched that game.
Yeah.
There is something going on with the Chelsea front line. They were not passing the ball to Rory Delap.
Really?
No. And Rory Delap, when he got the ball, he weren't passing to nobody either. He was just going straight for goal. And I'm sitting down there and I'm watching, I'm thinking, is everybody watching the same game that I'm watching? Because there's been a couple of times where Rory Delap was free, weren't getting the ball. And even for the goal, for the first goal, it wasn't Rory Delap's run that they were playing. Yeah. It was Cucurella's run into the box.
Right, yeah, that's what they played,
and then he played it back to Jamie Gittins,
who then crossed
it in for Pedro Neto.
That's right.
And then it was like, did Enzo know Neto was behind him? Because he didn't really go for it as such. And you're thinking, it's either genius or he just couldn't reach it.
Yeah.
But then they took off Rory Delap.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they were passing around the front. And creating even more chances. And I'm like, is that something to watch or not? So I'll just put that out there.
Yeah, to keep an eye on.
Just keep an eye on that one.
Keep an eye on. Okay.
Chelsea, we've spoken about it before. Yeah. They have the credentials to beat anybody on their day.
For sure.
But can they consistently maintain a title challenge? if you're looking at their first 11s and you're putting their first 11s out, yes, they've got one of the best midfields.
Yeah.
In the Premier League.
Yeah.
In terms of the strikers and going forward, they do have dangerous players, but are they a cohesive unit?
I think they've shown, and this is something for me that frustrates me about Liverpool. I think when you've got...
Are we talking about Liverpool?
I'm just using them as an example. When you've got the quality of players that Chelsea have going forward, your Pedro Netos, your Estavos, your...
Woefully underused.
Fernandez,
Woefully underused.
Who?
Gustavo.
Yeah, but I mean, he's young and he's just joined the club, right? I mean, he's there for years now. Great player, don't get me wrong, but...
Real Madrid coming for him, Barcelona coming for him next year, what do you think happens?
Well, we'll see. If he's got anything about him, he'll say, I'm okay here for the next 1 or 2 years.
Okay.
Let me build my career. Look at what they've done with the other Brazilian in Real Madrid now who's sitting on... was it Endrick? Sitting there doing nothing. So, you know, if Estavos got anything about him, he'll say, yeah, give me a year or two. I want to establish myself at the top level. And then if you still want to come in for me, you know what I'm saying?
If I was advising him,
yeah,
I would say, see out your contract. Do your 4 years.
Yeah.
Do your 4 years.
Simple.
Establish yourself
Simple.
as an absolute legend.
That's right.
In English football.
Simple.
And then move across there as a legend.
Because you want to...
Go on.
No, after you...
I was going to say, even with Eden Hazard did it, and he struggled when he went out there.
Yeah, I know, but that was like... I don't know, man. That's like the X-Files. Do, 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 do. What happened to Eden when he went out there, man?
He started eating. That's what he did. He just put on his weight.
Who would have known he loved a paella so much? Lord of mercy, I don't know what happened there. So, but for me, as you rightly say, what Eden did though, when he went there commanding a starting position, and he was Ronaldo's replacement essentially when he got there.
Yeah.
Supposed to be.
No, when I say yeah, I'm just thinking back.
Yeah.
He was at that level when he went.
He was.
He wasn't no dibby player that was playing in the Premier League.
He should have gone there and taken over Ronaldo's mantle.
Yeah.
Yeah, at Real Madrid. He took the number 7 shirt. It was all set up for him to go. Yeah. I think he did get a couple of injuries early on, which messed him up, and then, he just never got back on track. But so for me, Estevao, if he's going to go to a Barcelona or Real Madrid, he wants to be going over there when he's going there to command a starting position. I'm not coming there to sit on the bench and work my way into the team. Yeah. I'm coming there to start. So as far as I'm concerned, Chaz don't need to rush him. They've got a wealth of riches on the wide areas anyway.
Cole Palmer to come back.
Cole Palmer to come back, you know what I mean? Jeremy Gittins there, another youngster who's, starting to find his feet now in the Premier League. So they're doing all right, man. They're doing all right. There's another youngster who actually set up the second goal, the Spanish youth.
Mark Gay.
Yeah.
From Barcelona.
Like, where does he? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. 19-year-old. I'm like, where does you come from now?
So they signed him last season, and he was on the fringes of the Barcelona first team.
That's right.
He'd made the first team squad at Barcelona.
Yeah.
But they weren't really playing him. They had Ferran Torres and I can't remember the other striker they got. Then they signed Lewandowski.
Yeah.
And it was like, hold on a minute.
Yeah.
His pathway into the first team.
It's now blocked.
Has now been blocked. So they didn't want to sell him, but he wanted to play football.
Yeah. And also for their kind of FSP.
Yeah.
FSP, God, we haven't spoken about that for so long. PSR, I don't know where FSP comes from. Financial Sustainability Project.
Financial Sustainability Profitability or something.
Is it FSP?
FSP Financial?
No, I think I made that up, but thanks for validating it. Let's stick with PSR. We know that's profit sustainability.
You know you're my boy from way back.
No. You always got my back, man. Always got my back. I love that. That's why you're here, man. You know what I mean? Cover up my gaffes. This Mark Gay, and also was he on loan at Sunderland last season, or did he just come this season?
No, he came last. He didn't leave Barcelona before he came to Chelsea.
Right. Okay. No, that's what I was saying. When he came to Chelsea, though, did they loan him out, or has he just come this summer?
He's just come this summer.
Got it. Okay. Cool.
He came last summer.
Yeah.
But he was injured when he came.
Yeah.
And he wasn't getting in the team.
That's
then he was out on a long injury, and I think he's come back.
Yeah. Fair enough. Well, anyway, he was the creator for the second goal, showing good strength, good ball control to get to the byline. The ball back into Fernandez. By that point, I think it was with Dubravka in goal. Yeah. He'd committed himself to the front post to kind of like try and block any shot that was coming in there. So when Gay makes the cut back to Fernandez, now he's got an open goal to strike into to give Chelsea their 2-0 win. Which is,
So, I stand corrected. Sorry, he did go to Sunderland on loan.
Wasn't he on loan?
Played 2 games for them.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I thought so. So I think in regards to Chelsea, they're ticking along. They're grinding out victories. You were talking about the cohesion. When you've got players of that ability that Chelsea have, especially in that midfield and forward area, I think they're allowed to play with an element of freedom, which means they will always come to the surface when it's needed. When you look at someone like Pedro Neto, all you need to do is put the ball into a space.
And he's gone.
And he will feed off that. And if you're putting the ball into the space, more than likely, when he does get on the ball, he's now isolating his fullback. Yeah? Pedro, when Pedro's playing, the fact that he can drop deep, come link up play, then he can get forward, and get in and around the box. So what I'm saying is, when you've got that caliber of player, it's only a matter of time before they start to find ways to click.
Going forward, look at them defensively and the goalkeeper.
Without a doubt. That's where, January and next summer, that has to be their focus now.
But if you look at their centre-backs, they have got good centre-backs.
Define good.
Levi Colwell is a good centre-back.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
But he's injured.
Injured, exactly.
Wesley Fofana is a good centre-back.
But he's been injured too much as well.
But he's been injured too much.
Yeah. Chalobah, for me, is below that
yeah. And Tosin Adebayo?
Yeah. Adarabio.
Yeah. Him too.
Yeah.
Now, he's a good defender.
Yeah.
But he's their ball-playing centre-half now.
I don't rate Tosin. I was very surprised they bought him from Fulham, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I was very surprised they bought him from Fulham because he's never impressed me. He's a defender, tall, speedy, athletic, But for me, a team that has designs on Champions League and winning Premier League, Tosin isn't the guy for me that was going to come in and be that commanding defender.
But was he brought in to be like in their
So, well, he got the number 4 shirt, so that says quite a lot for me. When you're giving someone the number 4 shirt, you're saying, okay, well, this is the guy that we see as a successor to your Thiago Silva or whatever, you know what I'm saying, when you're giving him the number 4 shirt. So they must have had big plans in terms of where they wanted him to be. But yeah, not for me. Yeah, I'm not overly impressed with him, if I'm totally honest with you. I mean, they even had Caicedo on the bench this weekend. Do you know what I mean? They didn't even have to bring him on. They gave him a rest. Do you know what I mean? So when you're looking at their squad depth, they're looking good. Garnacho was on the bench, didn't have to come off the bench either. Do you know what I mean? Hato, who they bought in from Ajax, and another defender with great potential. I'm sorry. I look at Chelsea and I say, "Nah, Chelsea are a problem," and it's not even a surprise when you look at some of the squad players. I totally agree with you in terms of the back line. I think, like you say, Fofana, Colwell, and this Hato, if they can get them on the pitch, yeah, man, they look like a.
But when you say if they can get them on the pitch, what in Wesley Fofana's career gives you any kind of inclination that they're going to be able to get him on the pitch?
To be fair, at Leicester, it was just before he left Leicester that he had a really bad injury, or was it just when he joined Chelsea that he had the really bad injury that just like he joined in like 5 games in or something? He had a injury that put him out for the whole season.
I'm sure he had an injury at Leicester,
right? Yeah,
and he came back from the injury and got his move to Chelsea, and then got a big.
There you go. So before that first injury, he was a constant performer and he was solid.
When he plays for Chelsea, he's solid.
Yeah.
So there is no debate that he's a good defender.
It's just fitness, isn't it?
Just fitness.
Yeah, exactly.
Levi Colwell.
Yeah.
He went to Brighton for a season, played nearly every game, goes back to Chelsea, and he's injured.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But then when you look at Reece James is, for me, one of the best right-backs.
Yeah, I agree.
But he's always injured.
As well, indeed.
Cucurella, I would say, he's probably one of the best left-backs in the league.
Yeah, he is. He was one of the best left backs at the Euros, and people were surprised. People were surprised Spain picked him for the Euros, kind of thing. And since then, he's just flown. But I thought he was great at Brighton. I thought he was
fantastic at Brighton.
Exactly. Again,
that's how he got his big move.
Hence why he got his move again. Exactly that. Yeah. So yeah. So Chelsea.
So it's not just black people; it's people with fuzzy Afro type hair.
Yeah. They're not born and bred. Born and bred, you know what I mean, in England. So yeah, Chelsea are looking good for me. They've obviously, as I say, that took them up to second place. Who would have thought going into December Chelsea would be, you know, hovering around second place even after their Club World Cup win? That was another thing. Everyone was talking about the Club World Cup win. Oh, playing in the Club World Cup. Yeah, we'll see how it affects their league form, you know, with fatigue. And look at them flying. Flying. I mean, let's wait until we get to the Christmas period when it really, you know, when the hard work really kicks in. Then we'll see. But they're looking good so far, right? Another team that's starting to kind of, you know, find some sort of resilience is West Ham. They travelled down to Bournemouth at the weekend. And let's give a round of applause for, man. Listen, the oldies are coming true, you know. They're representing for us, you know, Wayne. When you look at the likes of Danny Welbeck and now Callum Wilson.
Form is temporary. Class is permanent.
Of course.
Now, Callum Wilson, I don't care what anyone says about him. If you play him, he will score you goals. He's done it throughout his career. He's done it at Newcastle, he's done it at Bournemouth, he did it at Coventry, and he will do it at West Ham if they play him.
And if he's fit. Again.
That part,
yeah.
I can't say anything about that part because can you keep him fit? I don't know. I don't know.
Unfortunately, he's got
if he can play, he will score goals.
Yeah.
And his 2 goals, literally identical goals. On his chest, bang.
Yeah.
On his chest, bang. And yeah, we know we can do that.
But it's striker's instinct as well, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? That first one, I think it was a lofted ball, wasn't it? It dropped from quite high.
Dropped over the defender's head.
Yeah,
so the defender's jumped up, and I'm thinking, he's lost the fly to the ball because the defender's jumped up.
Yeah.
But he didn't.
He kept his eye on the ball.
First time.
Great control on the chest, and then swiveled onto his right, and just the goalkeeper was floundering at right. The goalkeeper was probably a bit far out, and then he was trying to get back onto his line. And
I was looking at that one, and I was like, could the goalkeeper have done better? But he hit it so early.
Yeah, the goalkeeper couldn't get set. And if you notice where the goalkeeper's kind of retreating, it's retreating back, and he hadn't got his bearings as to where the centre of the goal is.
Yeah.
So where he dives from is actually quite far to the, as Callum's looking at the goal, it's quite far to the right of the goal. Yeah, and so he's had to dive right the way across, gets a hand to it, but the power and the surprise factor, hitting it early. Yeah.
How many times have you heard that?
Yeah, hit it early, man. Don't let the goalkeeper set. Yeah. I used to love that when running through where they think, he's going to take one, or you usually like take 2 steps, kind of steady, and then strike. I used to love trying to just hit that early, man. Yeah, before they even think that you're set ready for it. So yeah, great opening goal from Wilson. Then the second again, striker's instinct. You can't coach that.
No.
Again, it was a corner, or no, was it a deep free kick? I think that went over to the right hand side, or a couple of West Ham headers in the box, and then it drops to him, and he's actually on the turn. He's like spinning. It's like as he spins, just hits it with his left foot into the top corner.
Yeah,
just beautiful finish. You can't. I think you can't create that.
No.
That scenario again for someone to say, we train on that every week. No, you don't. That's instinct. So obviously, West Ham go 2-0 up away at Bournemouth, which is no mean feat in itself. Bournemouth got themselves back into the game through a Tavernier penalty after Kilman. Bless his conscience. Wrong sport, man. Yeah, I mean, if there wasn't like 30 cameras in the stadium, he might go away with it. But even Nilsson, he's kind of gone into the box, a bit of trickery, gone around a couple of players, and he had sold Kilman. Kilman was out of the game. Kilman was on his way to Tesco's. And he thought he'd take the ball with him, with his hand, and backed the ball away almost from Evan Nilsson's feet. Did he get a yellow? 'Cause for me, that potentially...
He should have a red card.
Right.
He denied his goal-scoring opportunity.
Right, clear goal-scoring opportunity. Right? Funny. Inconsistency of refereeing. Who would have known it, eh? Anyway, Tavernier slammed the ball in to give Bournemouth a lifeline, a 69th minute lifeline. And then a minute after, Enes Unal comes on the pitch. First touch and bangs. Great turn. Slide rule pass into his feet. He's got a defender right behind him and the other central defender to his left. And his take just to
round the
around the corner take, and then
with the ball
in tow. And that one movement took him straight through the middle of the 2 defenders. Yeah, and then just a clinical finish as well with his left foot. You look at that and you say, they've got a player on their hands again if they can keep this guy fit.
if you can keep him fit.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going on.
There's a pan.
yeah. There's a lot going on around that. So really, really good finish there. So ended up 2-2 as a result. As I said, Bournemouth showing resilience at home to come back from 2-0 down. I don't think we expect any different from them under Areola, to be honest with you. But they did dominate the game with 28 shots versus West Ham's 5 shots. Yeah. So yeah.
Going down to the vitality isn't no joke.
Mate, I know, trust me.
And if you think of the players that Bournemouth had missing.
Yeah.
Like Semenyo wasn't playing.
Yeah.
Justin Kluivert came back from international duty injured.
Yeah.
Like, they were missing some of their big players.
Yes.
But they still put in a performance, and they're pressing. I'll go out on a limb now.
Yeah.
It is the best team press that I've seen in the Premier League this season.
Yeah. And they've been doing that for the last 18 months, man.
Yeah.
That press.
The way that they do it, they've got it down to a fine art.
Yeah.
And they seem to predict where the ball's going next.
Yes.
So they force you into areas where the ball's got to go, and then they hit you.
Correct. Yeah, very impressive performance by them. I think even the possession, it was 76% possession they had over West Ham's 23. So, really dominant display, but still found themselves 2-0 down. But yeah, at least they got their point in the end. From a West Ham perspective, as I say, it looks like they are looking more difficult to beat as well. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Looking more difficult to beat.
We've spoken about Nuno on this show before, and anyone who's listened before will know that we're both fans of Nuno.
Yeah, big fans, yeah.
I do think that the taking off of Callum Wilson kind of impacted their game, because all of a sudden there was no outball.
Yeah.
There was no pressure relief.
Yeah.
So it kind of invited Bournemouth onto them.
Indeed.
And with the way that Bournemouth press and the way that they're high intensity, you don't want to be under pressure for so long, because that's when mistakes happen.
Correct. And I think he probably recognised that, because after Bournemouth get their first goal, because he'd taken Callum off for Souček, so you had no real outball, as you say, then I think he realised that maybe we need that outball, we need that focal point. Again, they brought Füllkrug on, I think 5 minutes after Bournemouth had scored the first goal.
Too late.
Too late. They've got the momentum, right? So yeah, but as I say, listen, it's still a work in progress from down there. He's only just got there, so I think.
But they're a lot tighter.
Yeah,
they're looking a lot more difficult to beat.
Yeah,
and long may it continue.
Yeah,
I want him to be a success.
Me too. I really want him to be a success, man, and just be at a club where he's appreciated.
Yeah.
As he was at Nottingham Forest before. The owner went and did his magic on him. Brighton 2, Brentford 1. Again, really good back and forth game. Brentford taking the lead. Again, it was a 28th minute penalty after Belieber, who after his season last season has just dropped off a cliff.
His head's turned.
Yeah, totally.
He wanted the Man United move.
Yeah.
They didn't grant him his Man United move, and his momentum has just fallen off the cliff. He doesn't look a shade of the player that he looked
last season. Man, it's crazy.
But what I always say to these players is, you're playing a certain way, and that's what got you linked to that move.
Linked to that move.
If your form drops, that move may not happen again.
Exactly, of course.
But then you can't blame them for not selling you at that point.
Yeah.
Because they're probably looking and thinking, you know what, Mr. Dud there.
Yeah.
How many Brighton centre midfielders have been sold over the last couple of years? I mean, who's the one that went to Tottenham? Is it Yves Bissouma?
Yeah, Bissouma, yeah.
He was the next best thing.
Yeah.
Where is he now?
Yeah, very true. Exactly. Yeah, it's a shame, because I'm a big fan of Belieber, based on last season's form. But yeah, he gave away the penalty, bringing down Utara in the box. And it was Thiago that stepped up to score the penalty. Very, very, very beautiful, calm penalty. And it's funny, I saw that penalty and I was like, yeah, this guy don't miss penalties. But he did miss another one at the end of the game. Trying to go the same place, didn't he? Yeah.
When he did exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
And he missed.
Yeah. Well, he missed the goalkeeper, saved the goalkeeper, guessed. Didn't have to guess too hard, because that's where you went earlier. So, I'll just go where you went earlier. Yeah. Danny Welbeck, I think he got his 7th goal of the season, I think it is already. After a good Minter cross. Minter's having a great season so far.
Newcastle
looks like such a problem. Oh yeah, of course. But I mean, that ship sailed long time. I think just in regards to his form at Brighton, just looks an absolute world beater at the moment.
But when you look at the sold Minter, for PSR.
Yeah.
And they had to sell him, fair enough. And they bought Alanga in. Out of the two players on current form, which of them would you say looks like the 60 million?
Minter, of course, Minter. Of course.
His turn of pace and his tenacity.
Yeah.
Because he's not a big guy.
No.
But he's rapid.
But he's rapid and he's strong and he gives defenders problems all day long. But it was his deep cross into the box. So Danny Welbeck had just missed a chance just before where you think he you know, in the form that he's in, he usually buries that, but he kind of skied his shot from around 12 yards. And then, not long after, Minter puts this deep cross in. Danny Welbeck, great run in behind, beats the offside trap, and a really composed kind of half volley finish along the floor into the corner. Yeah, really, really nice goal for the striker. And then Jack Hinshelwood got the winner on 84 minutes. Again, Minter dribbling into the box, causing problems. Think he takes a shot on, gets blocked, comes back out to the edge of the area, and then Hinshelwood hits on a half volley. Half volley that kind of bobbles into the net.
Didn't hit it cleanly.
Yeah, didn't hit it cleanly.
But he hit it firmly enough for it to bobble and get in.
Yeah. The direction was key there, right? The fact that he got the placement down to a T. So if you get the placement right, you don't need to really, you don't need to rip the leather off it, do you?
No.
Brighton coming from behind, obviously, to get all 3 points there. Brighton and Brentford, I think they're teams that, excuse me, they're going to go through periods of the season where they're up and when they're down.
I think they'll be challenging for the European places, like Europa.
Which one?
Europa.
Brighton or Brentford or both?
Both of them.
Yeah.
They'll be in and around that. I don't think either of them are at risk of relegation.
Oh, no.
I don't think they're consistent enough to push for top four, top six. But I think they're going to be in and around the Europa League, Conference League kind of level.
Agree. Which I'm sure the fans in the club will be more than happy about around that. Guys, when we come back, it's just coming up to 11 o'clock now. We're going to take a break in a minute. When we come back, you're going to be hearing the Grime journalists take on the weekend's games as well, and giving him a shout out. He's not feeling too well at the moment, so hoping you get better soon, Dream. Take care of yourself, man. But even from his sickbed, he was still able to get the round. That's dedication, man. That's professionalism and dedication.
Personified.
I'm telling you, right? So, we'll definitely be giving you your flowers after the break, Dream. So stay tuned for after the break when you'll hear the Grime Journalist Roundup and the rest of our roundup of the weekend's games as well. Stay tuned. We'll see you on the other side. And just like that, we're back. See, just blink and we're back again, man. Guys, before we get into our roundup, let's give you the Grime Journalist view on this weekend's games. By the way, he's an Arsenal fan, yeah? So, just check the bias, man. Check the bias in these roundups, do you know what I'm saying? You see, you're probably be like, oh, right, I didn't know that, But when you check it now, then you'll see. I'm only playing. He's not biased at all. It's only when Liverpool lose. The section about Liverpool seems to be about 5 minutes long in a 1.5 minute segment. I don't get it. But yeah, this is the Grime Journalist roundup of the game's weekends. Check this one out.
Game week 12 in the Premier League. The first game kicked off at Turf Moor. Burnley 0, Chelsea 2. Neto and Fernandes both scored. Bournemouth 2, West Ham 2. Callum Wilson got a brace. Brighton 2, Brentford 1. Verbruggen, late penalty save. Fulham 1, Sunderland 0. Liverpool 0. Forest 3, that's 6 defeats in the last 7. It's not looking good for Slot and his team. Wolves 0, Palace 2, Newcastle 2. City 1, Bruno set up Harvey Barnes twice. Pep was fuming after they won. Leeds 1, Villa 2. Rogers double turned the game round. Arsenal 4, Tottenham 1. Here's how the derby went down. Trossard and Eze made it 2-0 in the first half. Spurs didn't have a shot. 3-0 Eze after half time before Richarlison's crazy lob. His third made it 4-1 as the Gunners completed an absolute rout. A derby debut hat-trick. I guess that all worked out. United, Everton. There's a game on Monday night. Up next is Chelsea versus Arsenal. That game could be tight.
Lord of mercy. Yeah, big thing. And that production, man. Yo, I need to get onto the production thing. But you see what I meant about how when Liverpool lose, how long it goes on for?
No.
That was like half the track. What are you talking about, man?
Really?
Yeah, that was like 5 lines in there, man. Yeah, we didn't need all of that, Dream, man. We didn't need it all. But yeah, big up the Grime Journalist again for sharing his roundup as he does every week for us on the show. Even when we're not on the show, he still sends it across for us anyway. Yeah, big roundup, that one there, man. Love what he said about. I actually enjoyed the Arsenal one this time round. Actually, I loved the way he put that all together, getting all that action in. Yeah, and also again, wishing you a speedy recovery. Make sure you get yourself back to full fitness, man. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, man, we know you got a lot of things going on. So yeah, wishing you all the best in your recovery, bro. And potentially see you in Birmingham on the weekend. I hope I'm not. Yeah, I hope I'm not. Spotting you up. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't want no one knowing I'm in Birmingham, man. All the fans will be there at the train station waiting to hear which trains are coming in on. Yeah, the part I liked about what he put in there, I guess it all worked out, what he said there. You know what that's relating to, right?
Yeah. Eze not going to Tottenham and going to Arsenal last minute.
But it was also the announcement video. They had I think it's John Legend, let it all work out.
Yeah.
Let it all. So they had that as well, like, when he was unveiling, which Liverpool also did, but it was after. Okay, so we copied it. It wasn't Liverpool. Isaac did it on his own announcement video when he was, anyway. That's not important right now.
Bring it back to Liverpool.
Well, you're the one to talk about Liverpool.
We've got time to talk about
You're
Liverpool.
the one to talk about Liverpool, but you can't pick and choose what we say,
We will be talking about Liverpool. I got a whole page here about Liverpool.
Eze, hat-trick on his North London derby debut. That's huge. That's huge. And can I just say, as much as I despise Arsenal, I'm a huge admirer of Eze. Obviously, because I was covering a lot of the Palace games, so I saw him when he first got there. He came to, obviously, he was seen as the long-term Zaha replacement, but he came in while Zaha was still there. And you could almost see that Zaha probably felt like, who's this you kind of thing. Even though I'm sure he supported him. I'm not saying Zaha wouldn't have supported him, but you kind of felt that until Zaha left, he would always be in his shadow.
Yeah.
Zaha left and he just stepped into those shoes, man, and took it on. Great play, but also a really, really, really great guy.
I think for me, it's watching his journey.
Yeah.
I think he was released from Arsenal when he was 13.
Yeah.
He banded round lower league teams.
Yeah.
I think he kind of found a home at QPR.
Yeah.
Managed to kind of rebuild his career at QPR.
Yeah.
And you can tell the quality of a player when they just make the game look simple. Because even his finishes, his hat-trick, his finishes, he doesn't blast the ball.
Yeah.
He just strokes them into the corners.
Places,
and as soon as he's gone through, you're looking at it and you're like, that's a goal.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
That's a goal. Even there's one shot that he had to get the fourth, for his fourth goal.
Yeah.
And the goalkeeper saved it. As soon as he hit it, I thought, that's a goal. The goalkeeper's not saving that.
Yeah.
But somehow the goalkeeper pulled out some miraculous save and managed to save it. And I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
Hasn't been done since 1970, is it 74?
What's that?
No one scored a hat-trick in a North London derby
since then?
1974.
Wow.
Ian Wright,
Dennis
Thierry
Bergkamp.
Henry, none of them.
Wow,
None of them.
that's huge. Klinsmann, Kane.
All of them. None of them have done that.
That's mad.
And his celebration, he mouthed, "Thank you, God."
Yeah, did he? Amazing. That's what I'm saying. He's a beautiful guy. He's a beautiful guy.
Then when you saw his celebration for the third goal, he just lifts his shirt up over his mouth, as if he's embarrassed. As if he was like, wow, what have I just done?
Yeah, for real.
Eberechi Eze, you have arrived.
Yeah.
Because for me now, what he's saying is that bring Odegaard back, bring Martinelli back, bring all of them back.
Yeah.
And I'm still worthy of my spot.
Without a doubt. And I think, many people are saying, Odegaard does not walk back into that team now.
No.
He can't. And if he does, it's got to be at the expense of somebody else in the midfield potentially. But you're not going to drop Declan Rice either. So
you're not going to drop Declan Rice. You're not going to drop Zubimendi.
No. What I hope they don't do, which is what I can foresee Arteta doing, is bring Odegaard back into the middle and then push Eze back out onto the left, which is where I think they're suggesting they bought him for, because that's obviously where he played a lot for Palace. But when I was watching, I always said he needs to be on the ball more. He can't be out on the left. He's somebody who can dictate play.
Brother, did you see some of the improvised passing that he was doing?
Yeah.
You see the one where we kind of scooped it over Declan Rice's head and Declan Rice just volleys it. Oh my God.
Yeah.
One, not many players would spot that pass.
Correct.
Two, not many players can execute
make it. Yeah, exactly.
And that's just one of many.
That's right.
All these little flicks and tricks and pulling it off and pulling it back in, Eze, you've arrived, you're at home, man. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's been a journey to get back there.
Indeed.
Own your spot, man.
Yeah.
Own it.
And as you said, I can see his confidence getting bigger and bigger, because there was times at Palace where I said, he's got ability in abundance. Yeah. but I didn't see him really expressing himself all the time. In fact, he looked like a really experienced head in the sense that I know if I want to, I can, dust 2-3 man off and lick a shot into top corner. But actually, I'm going to play simple, team game. So sometimes I wanted more from him. And then when he did do it, it's like, yeah, you see, you could do that. You need to do that more. But now he's at a club where I feel he's been given more of a license, probably even to be expressive.
For me, he got to Arsenal because he's got it.
Without a doubt.
If he doesn't show it, he won't be playing.
Yeah.
So now it's not even a case of I can play it safe.
Yeah.
No, you haven't been brought there to play it safe.
No,
You've been brought there to play ball.
Correct.
Because you've got beer man round you. Ethan Monyo is breathing down your neck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Odegaard
comes back.
Noni.
Madueke,
you got Starboy.
Trossard's banging, Starboy, Saka.
We talk about Trossard all the time.
Let's talk about his goal, actually, because we're talking about Arsenal. We may as well talk about Arsenal, the Arsenal game, and we've spoken enough about it, yeah? So let's talk about it, rather than going on to Liverpool, which was the next planned topic. So Trossard, opened the scoring. Again, Merino, great ball in, little chip ball in behind the defence, but Trossard's got to make that run. Trossard's got a spot. There's an opportunity here.
He takes on the outside of his foot, bro.
But again, it's like...
Takes an outside of his foot, forcing him to turn back that way.
Yeah.
People's ankles can't turn that quick. Can't turn that quick.
Yeah.
That gives him the spot to manage to get his shot off before someone comes in and puts the challenge.
That's right. But the run in itself, that's what I'm saying, you'd always say, there's a space in behind the defence here. But you don't see players necessarily, especially wide players, make that inward run in behind the defence like that. So again, it's the telepathic kind of understanding between him and Merino. Mm-hmm. But it's the fact that he spotted the run. Merino doesn't play that pass unless he dictates the run. Yeah. Because there's nothing to play in behind. That's going straight to the keeper otherwise. Yeah. So the fact that he's dictated that run and he's shown Merino that's where I want it, and Merino's executed. But as you say, the control then, to control and turn and get his shot off in such a quick space of time, ridiculous. Even though it did take a slight deflection off Van der Ven, but it was goal bound.
Regardless of whether it took a deflection or not, if you watch the way he takes it, he takes it in the most difficult to bring a ball coming out of the air down on the outside of your foot is difficult.
But also not just bring it down. You've got to keep it so tight because the defenders are now turning to put their attention on you. So if your touch ain't tight, they're clamping down on you before you get a shot off. Yeah. So the fact that he's got to take it down because the ball is between him and the defenders. Yeah. So he's got to take it down, not make sure it doesn't go too far away from him, otherwise the chance is gone. Everything. You were just saying, we talk a lot about Trossard on this show. Is enough people outside of this show talking about Trossard? We talk about Saka, we talk about, Gyökeres, we talk about Eze, we talk about Declan Rice, we talk about Zubimendi, we talk about Merino. Trossard doesn't seem to get that love.
So we've got black people.
Black people, Spanish.
No, people with fuzzy hair, because it's not just
fuzzy hair. Sorry, people with grey hair,
and people that don't smile.
Don't smile and have grey hair.
Yeah.
And look like refs.
Yeah. So that's realistic.
I think we've covered most bases on that one.
Yeah. But he doesn't look like an Arsenal player.
Yeah.
But when you watch him play, and he's quick.
Yeah, he's quick.
I saw him turn a full turn of heels, and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was slow, but I didn't realise you were
that quick. Yeah. If you think about it, at the beginning of the season, when they were talking about bringing in, remember there was talk about them bringing in Rodrigo as well from Real and Eze as well, obviously beforehand, and they were looking at, again, where's Eze going to play if he does come, because he's not going to play number 10 because Odegaard's there. And they were saying, he could play out on the left. It was Trossard or Martinelli that they were looking to sacrifice to bring those players in that they felt they could get rid of. And I've said it, and we've said it on this show many a time, Trossard gets big goals in big games, in big moments.
Yeah.
Even when he's coming off the bench.
Yeah.
So why is he not getting the adoration of the other players? Is it because he wasn't a big money signing from a big team or what? I don't get it. I don't know.
Leandro Trossard, if you're listening, I'm going to talk to him in the screen. If you're listening, bro, come to the Villa.
We'll love you down there.
Come to the Villa.
That's what you're saying.
We'll love you. We'll dedicate your own song. We can sing Yippee-yi-yi, Yippee-yi-yo.
Trossard, here we go.
Yeah. Yeah. We got one for the Villa supporters. Yippee-yi-yo. Trossard, here we go.
There we go. There we go. Yeah, that one's definitely going to stick. But what I'm saying, so you're giving up on Sancho already, then I take it, right? Yeah, there you go.
There's another player that we got from some dead team as well, but anyway, we'll send him back in January.
Anyhow. So yeah, listen, for me, Trossard, he's making himself undroppable as far as I'm concerned.
But he doesn't get dropped. He plays and he starts.
Yeah, but he does get dropped sometimes. There's times when I've seen him on the bench and I'm like, why is he on? Why have they got dropped?
But my thing is, it's going to be interesting when everyone's back.
Yeah, exactly. To see who Arteta sees as his.
Because Kai Havertz, people forget they've got Kai Havertz. Also, people forget they've got Gabriel Jesus.
Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Jesus.
What
do I call him?
Jesus. Oh, you even tried to say Jesus in a Spanish accent. They even got Gabriel Jesus. Jesus.
You see, when you said FSP, I bailed you out.
Sorry, yeah. No, I get it. I'm sorry.
Can you see how this works?
One-sided relationship.
Anyway,
I get it. So yeah, obviously after Trossard opened the scoring, it turned into a bit of the Eberechi Eze show. Eze scored a second, really good feet in a tight area, kind of drifted past a couple of players on the edge of the box, and then he unleashes a low rifle shot from about 18 yards out. What I liked about the shot as well, it showed bravery, because as he's getting the shot away, there's a challenge coming in. Some players might feign away from the shot or try to maybe take another touch to maybe dodge the challenge rather than actually go through with the shot, and he just went through with it and obviously paid off for him in order to get his first goal in the North London derby. And then he got his second, which was again a left-footed finish, half volley from the edge of the area, beautiful finish. Wasn't the cleanest strike, but it was enough to obviously beat the Vicario in Spurs' goal.
Oh, it was Vicario in goal. I didn't think they had a goalkeeper.
Apparently. Richarlison looked like he was giving the Spurs a little bit of a glimpse of hope.
Finish.
Yeah, great finish. I thought the work from Bentancur was great as well, closing down Zubamendi, dispossessing him. That's what gave the opportunity, right? Raya off his line, as he likes to do. He likes to come out and play as like a fifth centre-back, or a third centre-back, I should say, when Arsenal are in possession, right? So yeah, that definitely showed the flaw in that. It's the first time I've seen someone really take advantage of it, though. Whenever I see him come out and he'll literally make the angle outside the box for, Gabriel to pass across to him, then he'll pass it out to Saliba. But yeah, they got done this time round. Was it really going to turn the tide? No, it wasn't, because the game was all Arsenal. I don't think Spurs didn't have a shot on goal in the first half. No. And I think that was probably their first shot on target in the game when Richarlison scored. But yeah, Eze got back on his game and he completed his hat-trick after Trossard again, being the creator, squared the ball to him on the edge of the box, and he stroked home a beautiful kind of curled effort just inside the post on the right-hand side. As you said, it's a bit ironic that obviously he's doing it, number one, against Arsenal's North London rivals, but also against the club that he was so close to joining as well. I mean, as a Spurs fan, all of that's got to hurt. It's got to hurt. It's like wooing a girl for the whole summer. And then just as the winter months come in, you think, yes, it's going to be me and her. And then some next guy just comes in, takes her away. And then you see them on social media cuddling up for the rest of the winter. That's what it's going to be like for Spurs fans. I'm not talking from experience, guys. It might sound really hard.
I was like, hold on a second, bro. This ain't no Lonely Hearts column, it's a football show. Stick to the football.
Not talking from experience there, guys. You know what I mean? I'm just going to empathise with others who may have gone through the experience. Statement win again for Arsenal, whilst their supposed title rivals falter. And we'll talk about, obviously, Man City as well a bit later on in the game. I can't see how Arsenal let up now. Usually we talk at this stage, say, but when injuries kick in, they've got a pretty good squad there to manage injuries at the moment. Probably key injuries, like they talked about Gabriel obviously being away, obviously coming back from Brazil.
They've got two replacements for him. They played Hinch I can't pronounce his name. Hinkle.
Yeah, where's he from? He's not Colombian.
South American.
He's South American. I can't remember.
And then they got Mosquito.
Mascara. Mosquito.
Him too.
Yeah, so they've got plenty of cover there, right?
And Julian Timber is a centre back.
As is Calafiori. So, you know.
And White can play centre back.
What's happened to Ben White?
He's chilling, man.
He said he don't want to play international football, man.
He don't play football?
I don't think he backed on the fact he wouldn't play.
He don't like football though, does he?
Yeah, it's just a job for him, innit?
Yeah.
Well, he's getting paid, isn't he? Yeah, get paid, train for a few hours a day, go home. Yeah,
jobs are good then.
Yeah, I'm definitely not.
But I just think that knowing a few Tottenham fans, that hurt.
Of course he will. It hurt me, and I'm not a Tottenham fan.
I think watching Tottenham, they were lost. They were unstructured. They didn't have a clue. At least with Big Ange there, you knew that they'd try and do something.
Yeah.
But it didn't even look like they were trying to. It looked like they were trying to play for a draw.
Yeah.
Or trying to contain Arsenal.
Yeah, yeah.
But then from the first goal went in, like it's kind of like the floodgates open.
Yeah, you couldn't really see a plan, could you? You couldn't really see a plan. And I think when you go to Arsenal, especially like in the North London derby, where you know they're going to want to make a statement, you want to go there and the first thing you want to do is make yourself as difficult as possible to play football against. And I didn't see that spirit, that fight, that, you know, running around, jumping into challenge. I didn't see any of that.
But to be fair, I think he played Romero, Danzo and Van de Ven as a centre-backs. Yeah. Out of the three centre-backs, I'd say Danzo's probably the one whose position isn't as secure as the others.
Yeah.
But for me, he was probably their best centre-back.
Yeah.
He was putting in challenges. He was really putting the effort in.
Yeah.
Mickey Van de Ven looked a bit out of sorts. Romero got caught out of position quite a few times. And you're watching and you're thinking, this is the North London derby. Get the basics right.
Yeah.
Then you had Dejard Spence as right back. Jed.
Yeah.
I upgraded his name.
Dejard. You're making everybody sound real like exotic to
me.
And then
I'm looking at Dejard Spence and I'm thinking, bro, just do your job.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to be flashy. You don't need to just do your job.
Yeah, simple.
You know what I mean? And then they had Udogie with Saka.
Yeah, getting into personals. Again, why? Just focus, man. Just focus.
Then you had like the two destroyers in the middle of the parks. You had Palhinha and Bentancur. And then you look further forward and you're like, Richarlison. I like Richarlison.
I don't, but yeah.
But he's not a prolific goal scorer.
No, never has been. And I got to a point where I was like, what is he actually good at, other than riling up, you know, rival defenders?
He always tries hard. He's very much like a Nunes to me.
Yeah. Probably that. To be honest with you, I'm not a big fan of him, to be honest with you. So not looking good at Spurs at the moment currently, but they're still higher than they were last season. So, you know, still improvement on last season's performance. We've got to try and get through some of these games. We've got a lot of games to get through, and we've got about 35 minutes plus an ad break to get through it all. Liverpool 0.
No. We're starting Liverpool now?
Yeah.
In how long?
6 minutes, man. 6 minutes. We've got to get through it, man. Liverpool 0. Why are you looking at me like that? We've got a lot of games to get through. Liverpool 0, Nottingham Forest 3. Painful. I didn't watch it. I was at the Wolves game. And you know what? There's a point on Saturday morning where I said, why did I take this game, man? I could have stayed at home, listened to the game on the radio live. Right.
No dodgy sticks around here.
I don't know what you're talking about. Or you're referring to Forest. Oh, I like it. Dodgy sticks in the Forest. Forest would be Liverpool. I love the link.
Chicken cheese.
Love the segue. So I was like, I could have stayed at home and watched the game. Listen to the game, sorry. I was so glad that I didn't. I was so glad I went to Molineux in the end. I was watching the goals going, obviously, online. I was checking the scores. Yeah, not great. First goal. By the way, Liverpool seemed like they started pretty well. They seemed like they had some good chances. Couldn't put the ball away. They didn't fall to the right people, probably in the right area. McAllister had a couple.
But McAllister scores goals for you.
He does, but, you know, in that, just one of those.
Gakpo scores goals for you.
Let's put it down to good defending then, yeah? Because McAllister's efforts were both blocked, the ones that I saw.
Elliot Anderson just kind of
off the line. Yeah. Then you had Szoboszlai with a long ranger, which was deflected over the bar as well. So, you know, we put it down to good defending, yeah. Forest took the lead through Murillo. Great centre forward finish
Drilled
from
it.
a corner. Yeah.
Drilled
Corner
it low.
came in. The control was dead at his feet, and then he drilled it into the bottom corner. Player standing in front of the keeper. Anybody? Does that sound familiar to anybody? VAR didn't even look at it, I don't think.
No.
Right? So this is where they make the rod for their back. And there was that one, and there was an Arsenal goal as well, I think, similar as well. Yeah. VAR doesn't even look at any of them. I don't get it. Anyway, by the by, I don't want to sound like a sore loser. Great finish by Murillo. Jesus also had Igor Jesus. This is at Forest. Also had a goal ruled out from kind of popped up onto his arm. Yeah. I thought it was a bit harsh because he looked quite high on his arm. So I thought it was a bit harsh, but maybe they're trying to level up the playing field for giving the first goal with the player standing in front of the goalkeeper. Who knows? And then come out for the second half within 40 seconds, I think, of the second half. Nico Williams, ex-Liverpool product, obviously, gets away way too easily from McAllister in the box. Mm-hmm. Squares the ball back to his opposing fullback.
Italian fullback from Juventus, isn't it?
Yeah, who then, places the ball easily into the net. And then a quick free kick late on in the game. Liverpool not switched on. Out to the right where Amari Hutchinson is. He drifts in onto his left, gets a shot away.
Left Robertson for dead.
Yeah. I mean, Robertson didn't even look like he even tried to challenge. Got his shot away. Alisson saves. Gibbs White coming in. And, yeah, that's all there is to say about the game, really. But although I know you've got a page. Go on. Now's your time, man.
Yeah.
Liverpool's 6th loss, by the way, of the season. Forest first away win of the season.
Yep.
Just to give you a couple of,
I just put Liverpool got dashed.
Yeah, dashed. Yep. Okay, nice.
Forest's first win of the season.
Yeah. First away win.
First away win of the season. Yeah. Bad day at the office. Is this the worst title defence in history?
No. But anyway.
Can you name a worse one, please?
Well, I think you have to wait until the end of the season to see if it's the worst title defence or not. No.
Or the worst 12 games of a title defence.
Well, you have to get the stats to confirm that. We don't want to give out fake information on the show. Even
the question is
this, the cameraman Shannon is shaking his head.
Is this the worst title defence in history? I'm not saying it is. I'm asking you, is it?
Well, I said, are we talking statistically?
Statistically, stylistically, visually,
well then
mentally.
Statistically, you'll have to get the stats out.
Okay.
To back that up. So we'll talk about that next time.
Yeah, stylistically.
Stylistically, I don't know.
You are a shadow of your former selves.
No, it's awful. It's awful. Yeah, it's awful. It's awful compared to what we were last season. Absolutely awful. But you know what my thinking is? It's not down to the players. I think if you said go out there and just play your game, I think the quality is there. Is what I said about Chelsea. Mm-hmm. I think the quality is there individually that players would find a way to get a result. I think they're playing under shackles at the moment.
You've bought players for your old system and asking them to play a new system that they're not familiar in playing. Kerkers was one of the most adventurous left-backs last season. He gets down the line, he's like a machine, and he puts the ball in the box.
Yep.
He's not getting down the line and putting the ball in the box.
Correct.
Alexander Isak was one of the most deadliest strikers.
Getting in behind.
And you don't play the ball in behind?
Or cross the ball in.
You went Ryan Gravenberch and Curtis Jones as centre-halves next to Virgil van Dijk.
Foolishness.
What?
Yeah.
What is that?
And this is what happens when a manager sometimes maybe starts to believe his own hype and starts to overcomplicate things. We spoke at times, I remember even when Benitez was there, and Pep to a certain degree as well, we've spoken about players that go there that have this magic in their feet. Then they go to Pep and he kind of coaches the magic out of them because now you're a system player, you're not that individual maverick that you were previously. And I almost feel that kind of is what Slot's doing with some of the big players that have come there. He's trying to play a system rather than playing, to the strength of the personnel that they've got around him. And it's really annoying that we've not reverted back to what we know.
But the thing is, you played Real Madrid.
Yeah.
And it looked like you'd gone back to that.
And that was after we beat Villa as well, which looked like we'd gone back. But actually, what probably was played to our favour was the fact that you and Real Madrid were adventurous when you came. Yeah. So when you came with your adventurers, we were able to have space then to work in behind. Yeah. in some of our attacks, but also we did look a lot more direct. I didn't watch the game, like I said, on the weekend, so I don't know. I can't talk on how we set up and how we played.
If you'd have finished your chances, you wouldn't have lost.
Yeah, but then you have to talk about the defence, which that's the real problem for us at the moment.
And I think one of the things that I've seen with Liverpool was players arguing with each other.
Yeah.
And then Van Dijk coming out in a press conference afterwards and kind of being quite slating of his teammates.
Stating that, the players have to do their job. You can't put this all on the manager, which I understand as well. I totally get it. So, not looking good.
No, and Humpty Dumpty didn't look impressed at the end of the game.
Humpty Dumpty, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Did you write that down as well? Yeah, okay, good stuff.
And
Prepared your...
And it just reminds me of another Dutch...
Yeah, we've heard the jokes, Erik ten Hag. But on a real talk, you have to say, are Dutch coaches made out for the Premier League? Because they come with a real clear philosophy. And there's a bit of arrogance about Dutch, about the Dutch and the fact that they believe that they play total football and, they're purists and so on and so forth. I just think the Premier League doesn't have any respect for any of that talk.
My thing is, in the Premier League, your team has to evolve.
Yeah.
And your team has to progress.
And also, you need to look at the challenge in front of you, because every team provides you with a totally different...
You don't need the same mix of players to play your Bournemouth, or your Brighton, or your Villa,
or your Man City. Or your Man City.
You need a squad that you can mix it up a little bit.
That's right.
Now, you spent £400 million in the transfer window. Florian Wirtz, recognised as a world-class footballer.
Generational talent, they talked.
And you're making him look average.
Yeah.
That hurts.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at him and thinking, you actually are the X Factor.
Definitely.
You're still doing it for Germany.
Yeah.
And what is it? Why it's not working at Liverpool?
Well, they're playing as a number 10, and he doesn't play number 10 for Germany, and didn't rarely play number 10 for Leverkusen. He's a left winger. But he's then given the license to Rome, right? So it has just gone past 10:30, guys. We do have to go for a break, unfortunately. I know you'd love to talk about this all night, Wayne, but let's talk about Villa beating Leeds, isn't it? That'll put a smile on your face.
My smile's big enough already. My cheeks are hurting. You know what? Well done for handling your beating, man.
Thank you very much.
All right.
We're going for a break now, guys. We'll see you on the other side, yeah? Obviously here on New Star Radio for the evening, so hopefully you've enjoyed the show so far and enjoyed Wayne taking the absolute Michael out of my team. But let's move forward. I did mention that I didn't watch the game because I was at the Molineux. I was covering the Wolves game, which saw the return of one of their prodigal sons in Rob Edwards, who returned to the dugout in the Premier League after ditching Middlesbrough in a situation where, they were doing really well, and then he just said, had to go. And to be fair to him, he said, listen, there's not many jobs I would have left Middlesbrough for in that position, but he's got links with Wolves. He's played for them.
Did you do press at Molineux?
Yeah. But even before the press, I'd read like his program notes and that before the game, and he was just saying that he was a player at Wolves. Wolves gave him his first coaching job for the under-23s, and he said he lives
locally.
He lives locally, and he said he'd be lying if he said he never had his eye on the main Wolves job at some point.
Yeah.
So he felt like he's returning home. And he got an absolute rousing ovation. I've never heard Hi Ho sung with such passion and loudness in any stadium across the Midlands. I'm just saying.
Really?
The way you're watching me there, like
Shots fired.
You knew something was coming. I could see your eyebrows started twinkling. Like, where's he going with this?
Yeah.
But no, really, really rousing. Welcome, if you like, for the new manager. Unfortunately, it was the same old story on the pitch. He said that what he wants is for his players to leave it out there on the pitch. There was definitely a rise in terms of in terms of
the result doesn't say that.
Huh?
The result don't say that.
Well, the result don't say it, but I think he pretty much said that in the press conference afterwards. He said, people will look at the result and just say, same old Wolves again. But before he came out for the press conference, he said, we'd been given some of the stats. And he said it's a fact that they did more running, they won more duels in that game than they had done in previous games this season. So it's in an upturn in terms of their performance, in terms of, their application on the pitch. To be fair to them, the first goal was really, really unlucky from a Wolves perspective. It was a short corner played out to Pino. Pino played it out to then across the box, to the edge of the box to Adam Wharton, who's just a Rolls Royce of a player, man.
Isn't he great?
Oh man, he looks like he just can't be bothered, but he's just amazing on the ball and just always available for the pass. And when he gets on the ball, he looks like he's got all the time in the world.
But his first time passing, his first touch passing,
he
gets it forward quickly and it's accurate. I'm watching him, I'm like, that's a player that I'm looking at and thinking, I don't know how much longer you're going to be at Crystal Palace.
No, everyone knows it. He'll be gone. Everybody knows he's going to be the next big one out the door.
But they're talking about continental clubs coming in for him.
Yeah, not surprised. Not surprised.
You know what I mean?
But I don't think, I think it strikes me as a player that, if a Man City comes in or a Liverpool or although Arsenal, it's probably they're pretty well stocked in that department. But yeah, I think
Man United.
Potentially Man United, yeah, potentially. They could do with that type of player in the middle of the park.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
They've got one.
Oh, what? Kobe, yeah. Who can't get on the pitch.
Yeah.
Anyway. It was Wharton's shot that took a deflection off like a clutch of bodies in the box. Then he just drops to Munoz's feet. But the problem is the goalkeeper, Sam Johnson, he'd already committed with Wharton's shot diving to save. It hits his body of play, so he's out the game now. So as he drops to Munoz, he's got an empty net just to fire into. So it was very fortuitous in terms of, Palace getting the opening goal. And then the second goal was just
how many minutes later?
What, the second goal? I think it was about 8-9 minutes later, something like that. But again, Wolves still looked like they were the second half, when they conceded both goals, they actually looked a lot better than the first half. So they were obviously on the attack looking for that equaliser. The ball breaks. What am I talking about? They actually had weathered the storm in their own box. And then Hwang, who can't catch a break at the moment, I think he looks like a great player, a very good player.
Okay.
Yeah, I think going forward, not great, but going forward, he looks like somebody, especially at Wolves, that can make things happen. He came off the bench. They'd weathered the storm at the back, an attack. He's coming out now and he's looking for an out ball. Strand Larsen is standing pretty much on the centre spot in the centre circle, and he tries to play a ball across the floor to his feet from the right back area. And it kind of clips off the back of one of the Palace. I can't remember who it was. It might have been Pete. No, can't remember who the Palace player was. It clips off the back of his heel, goes straight to Pino on the edge of the area, and he turns and he just whips it to the top corner. It's like, how's your luck? How is your luck?
Yeah.
So for me, the result wasn't necessarily representative of
the game.
The game, yeah. Not to say Palace didn't deserve the win, but what I'm saying is Wolves definitely deserved a bit more for the uplift in their performance from previous weeks.
Yeah, well, they got the metrics. They ran more.
Yeah.
They
one more duels.
One more duels.
Yeah.
They're going down.
Yeah. I think,
you know what I mean? Like, you can look at that and you can take the positive from it.
You can.
So when you're in the Championship,
yeah. Right, you're really going in on Wolves, isn't it?
And you can mind the gap. Because remember when they came up, it was all the mind the gap.
You know what this reminds me of?
No.
It reminds me of someone who got bullied at school and now they're bullying the little kid behind them now. Because they can't say that too.
Not no bullying at all.
Kind of like Arsenal and Tottenham.
No, it's not no bullying, but we're just minding the generational gap.
Yeah.
Because you're back down where you belong.
They're still seeing hi-ho better than the Villa fans anyway.
Yeah, that's your opinion.
So that was Wolves. Let's move on because we've only got 15 minutes left. Newcastle 2, Manchester City 1. Big result for Newcastle. Probably unexpected. I think a lot of people felt that Man City were probably starting to get ahead of steam up and would be the real contenders, in terms of like challenging Arsenal at the top of the table. Firstly, before we get to the goals, Fabian Schär's challenge on Foden in the box. Did you see that?
Penalty.
As Foden got the shot away.
Penalty.
How is that not a penalty? I don't get it.
Penalty. I don't get it. Like, you didn't tackle the ball and your foot went in on his ankle. Penalty.
Anywhere else on the pitch, it's a free kick. No one's even arguing with it.
If it had given the penalty, no one would have argued with it.
Correct. So, again, these referees, who knows what they're thinking? Who knows? Anyway, Harvey Barnes, another player I'm a big fan of. Another player I'm a big fan of. When he was at Leicester, I know me and a couple of my boys, Julian, big shout out to Julian, we'd talked about him being a long-term Salah successor. Was it Salah or Mane's successor, Mane. Because he's just got that ability on the left to cut in on his right, cause problems, you know what I mean? But it's just his work rate, his tenacity, do you know what I mean?
And guess what? He's got injury problems.
That's the problem, exactly. Exactly that. Yeah, injury problems indeed seems to curtail his career, unfortunately. But great goal for him at the weekend. Good link up with Guimaraes.
Both of them were Guimaraes.
Yeah, they were, right. But the first one, ball played into him, he kind of flicks it with the outside of his right foot around, then he spins off the other way. Guimaraes goes through. Guimaraes looks like he's about to get challenged, tackled by, I can't remember, Diaz or somebody. But as he's on his way down, he's able to just push the ball across into Harvey Barnes' run. And a beautiful finish into the bottom left-hand corner. Clinical.
He's got that in his locker.
He has. He's got a beautiful shape on his shots when he shoots with his right, whether he's going for the far corner. But this one is central, and he just curls it into the bottom left-hand corner. Beautiful finish. Diaz got an equaliser in the 68th minute. Again, it was a Cherki effort. I think it was blocked. The ball pops back out to Diaz, and he hits on the half volley. Squirms through the legs of, I think it was Fabian Schär, squirms through the legs and trickles over the line to give City their equaliser. But then Harvey Barnes once again steps up with the winner. Again, cross into the box. Goes over to the back post. Baltimore, header back across the goal mouth. Guimaraes then coming in at the back post there, heads it against the bar, and then Harvey Barnes, the ball just drops to him like plumb centre.
But did you see how he finished it though?
Yeah.
It's like a kind of back heel flicked finish.
Yeah, into the roof of the net.
Yeah, because you can see that he wanted the goal.
Yeah.
He couldn't kick it because it was at an awkward height. So he's like, I've got to improvise. And in that split moment, he did that.
Yeah.
For me, that's class.
Yeah, of course, without a doubt.
I think,
go on.
For me, the key takeaway is Donnarumma.
Yeah,
he's not very good with his feet.
No, I don't think.
And he's not in the side for his feet.
Nah.
But some of the saves that he pulled off in that game.
Yeah, in that game and all the games before, I think
like Voltemada. It was like he had a thing. Voltemada's not scoring
today. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, indeed.
No.
but you know what though? I mean, like you say, we saw him do it at PSG. In the Champions League especially. Yeah. But also, since he's come to Man City, he's just hit the ground running.
Eder who? No one even talks about Ederson no more.
It's not bad transition. That is going from Ederson to.
But Ederson used to have those like 70-yard pings straight to your foot.
Exactly.
Donnarumma don't do that. Nah. But Donnarumma saves everything.
He's a goalkeeper,
you know what I mean?
He's a
but I think the other thing to point out in this particular game was the tactical tweak that Eddie Howe played.
Yeah.
We've been talking about Livramento and Hall.
Yeah.
The left back. Lewis Hall.
Yeah, Lewis Hall.
The left back. He played them.
Yeah.
And when you watch Man City play, they normally flood your midfield.
Yeah, that's right.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. He kept his midfield tight. Joe Linton, Tonali, and Guimaraes.
Yeah.
And they didn't have to go wide because Livramento and Hall
provided that width.
Up and down. Attacking, defending, both of them.
Lovely.
There's times where they left foul. The German centre-half, one-on-one with Haaland.
Yeah.
And everyone, I'm watching that and I'm thinking, have they not seen this before?
Yeah.
But he did it.
He did a good job.
Because you could see the fullbacks, they were getting back as quick
to cover
as they were getting forward.
Nice.
So tactically, respect to him. You know what I mean? He noticed where they weren't as strong. He knows that his midfield he's got a very good midfield. But Joe Linton don't want to run out to the right wing.
Yeah.
Tonali don't want to be left back.
Yeah.
Compress them in the park, battle it out in the park, and then Guimaraes did what he does.
Nice. Big results for Eddie Howe because they've had a kind of mixed bag of results over the last few weeks. So definitely a result that could kickstart their season. Really quickly, Fulham 1, Sunderland 0. Again, Fulham maybe halting a really good run from Sunderland, from the start of the season. Just the 1 point that we were talking about right in one of the breaks there, Chukwueze's ball into Raul. It was just a beautiful left-footed cross from out wide, but it was a real curler into that corridor of uncertainty that you talk about. And I think the biggest fail was the defender trying to hold off Raul to let the ball maybe run through to keep it, as opposed to actually just because he was ahead of Raul. He could have just stepped onto that and just hoofed it out of play. But he was trying to hold the striker off, but Raul was able to just kind of squirm away and get a foot on it. 6 yards out, straight into the net. The goalkeeper was out of the game because I think the goalkeeper was also expecting it maybe to run across. So he was almost getting ready to take it there. Leeds 1, Villa 2. Leeds took the lead there. It was Lucas Nemecha. Martinez, yeah, big flop on that cross. Big flop. Ball's crossed into the box, to the back post. Somebody, I don't know who it was, but they kind of slid in and kicked the ball back across goal, but he went all the way up in the air. Everyone thought, the chance is gone now. Yeah. But Martinez goes in when he's got a defend. He's got, I think it was Stack who was on him and going up to challenge for the air. And Martinez is going to go and try and catch the ball at shoulder height. He kind of puts his arms out rather than come out and just... That's where you want a goalkeeper to come out and just punch. Just punch the ball and clear. But he goes out kind of almost catching the ball in his arm. Doesn't get anywhere near it. Tries to feign injury afterwards. Oh, my face. No one touched you. But Stack was able to kind of like, bundle the ball away from him. And then I think it was Namacha then who just taps into an empty net. Best goalkeeper in the world once was. Rodgers, however, stepped up to save the day. The first goal, Marlon low whipped in cross from the right. Lovely finish. Outside of the left boot, just a little flick, which took it past the goalkeeper. And then one of those beautiful knuckle free kicks.
You know, that's the first free kick he's taken in professional football.
Really? Lies.
His very first one.
That's mad. That's mad.
And he did that.
It's not a bad way to start, right?
And he called it the Buendia.
The Buendia. Oh, because that's how Buendia takes it. Yes. That's a nice little, ode to Buendia, right? Yeah. I like that.
Yeah. At the beginning of the season, there was a lot of pelters being thrown at Morgan Rodgers. Yeah. He's not performing. He's not doing what he is. And
did you throw pelters?
Personally?
Yes.
Nope.
Are you sure?
I defended Morgan Rodgers and I said, you've got to play him back into form. He's a young player.
Okay.
He take the rough with the smooth.
Yeah.
There's going to be times when... Because what you've got to remember, he's 22 years old.
Correct.
It was his first season in the Premier League last season.
Full season, yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Before that, he played half a season at Middlesbrough.
That's right.
He hadn't even gone a full season. You know what I mean? Before he came to the Villa.
Exactly.
So, yes, he did very well in his first full season with Villa. Going into his second season as a young player, you know what I mean? He's starting to get the plaudits. He's starting to get it. And sometimes it just wasn't falling through.
Yeah, exactly.
Or he was trying something, but it wasn't coming off, or the touch was just heavy.
Yeah.
Now, debates that I've been having in various WhatsApp groups is about, do you play a young player back into form, or do you take him out the firing line? Now, I think with Villa, I don't think we've got the squad where we're able to take him out and replace. It's not like for like. So you're going to take him out and you're going to play someone in there that can't do what he does.
But also it's down to character. And I think sometimes, a player's character, some players have very strong characters and resilience, whereas there's other players that you may feel like they may shrink and, and kind of burn, if you like. And I think Morgan Rodgers, for me anyway, strikes me as someone who's very strong in character and has great belief in his ability.
Even like the times at the beginning of the season where he was losing the ball 15 times.
He was still showing, getting on the ball.
He was still trying. Exactly. He was still trying. Yeah. And you know what I mean? So fair play to him. Like Unai stuck with him.
Yeah.
Played him back into form.
Yeah.
And he's now going on from strength to strength.
Yeah.
I think the irony for me is there is currently a debate over who should start in the England team.
Yeah.
Morgan Rodgers or Jude Bellingham. Now, for me, I'm a Villa fan. I'm a proud Villa fan, and I think Morgan Rodgers is fantastic.
Yeah, but he shouldn't be starting ahead of Jude.
No,
not at this point, not yet. And he doesn't have to. That's another thing. He doesn't have to. Yeah. Jude's there. Jude's got tournament experience. Why would you? Yeah, why would you push Morgan in there? That's sometimes how you kill a player's career at international level. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Putting him in too soon. But what's beautiful is that you don't have to run Jude into the ground every single game.
No.
You could take him off and you've got a like-for-like replacement then to come in.
Well, I think they're slightly different. I think they're played differently because I think Jude is more all-rounder.
Yeah.
He can tackle, he can track back, he can defend, he'll bully you, he will do a step over, he'll twist you up, he'll pass the ball.
Yeah.
I think Morgan's more of an offensive player.
Yeah, but I think where Jude plays for England, what Morgan brings is what Jude is required to bring for England in that 10 role, right? So in terms of that kind of like, if Tuchel takes Jude out and puts Morgan in to that 10 role, then you're looking at Morgan and saying, he can pretty much do, because he's still got that physical presence as well as the ability, as well as the the eye for a goal. So you're not losing out in terms of that role. Yeah,
for
that
me,
10 role.
Being honest, the fact that Morgan Rodgers is being spoken about in the same breath as Jude Bellingham, and they're both very young. I'm immensely proud.
Yeah, very
immensely proud.
Exactly, and both Birmingham boys.
Hey,
that's what I'm talking about. So No, I'm pleased for Morgan. I do like him, and when he comes to Liverpool, we'll be sure to look after your player.
300 million, you can have him.
well, part of the deal's done with Elliot coming down to yours, isn't it?
Yeah, but you're sending him back.
You got a ready-made replacement
You're
right
sending him
there.
back.
He's just learning the Villa way.
Nope.
He's just taking a season to learn the Villa way. And next season he's going to be like Maradona for you, I swear.
Well, he has to play 10 games for us to sign him.
I think he'll be back at Anfield in January. If I'm totally honest, I think he'll be back in Anfield by January. There was a game played tonight as well that you're probably already aware of. Man United at Old Trafford welcomed Everton. It started off a bit feisty. There was a bit of a to-do between Michael Keane and Idrissa Gueye. Which ended in a bit of a pushing and shoving match, and Idrissa Gueye slapping Michael Keane around the chops.
With an open hand.
With an open hand, yeah. So, you were listening to TalkSport as well.
It wasn't a punch.
Yeah, it wasn't a punch. It was with an open hand, which apparently is not so bad.
But he touched his face. But anyway, that's another story.
Exactly. So the referee sent him off. It's quite weird, though. I do find that always a little bit weird that referees will send off a player for conduct against his own teammate. But I suppose violent conduct is violent conduct. And what they're saying is, we don't want that on the pitch.
From you hit somebody in the face in an act of aggression.
Yeah.
You can't really argue.
You gotta go.
So saying that, do you remember the David Batty?
Of course.
Graham Lassowa?
Well, there's David Batty, Graham Lassowa. There was also Kieran Dyer, Lee Bowyer for Newcastle. That was the one. Lee Bowyer's face when they were holding him back. He was seething. He was like literally. He was like, and there was like dribble coming out of his mouth. Everything. He was ready.
He'd lost the plot.
He was ready.
Absolutely lost it.
He was ready to.
It wasn't quite that.
No, he wasn't there. Yeah, he wasn't there. But it's very surprising. I mean, I know players. They get into. They're going to debate and argue and what. But I didn't see that in Idrissa Gueye. I didn't think he'd have that in him.
For me,
yeah.
What was said or what was done
to make him slap him,
to make him go to that length, because Pickford is holding on to Idrissa Gueye, and sometimes a player holds on to another player, and you can see that they're not really holding. And the player's grateful that someone's coming.
They're holding him back. Yeah. He had to hold him back.
Was holding on to him.
Yeah.
Like his head's gone.
Yeah.
Pickford's telling a player that his head's gone.
That's, Do you know what I mean? The game's
just
gone.
The irony.
The irony. Yeah, strange one. And then, I know at half-time as well, I heard that, because I was on the way in here, I heard that Tarkowski had, as soon as the whistle went, he, sprinted towards the tunnel to get down the tunnel. Again, whether that was to go and diffuse anything that might kick off again in the dressing room, I don't know. Be interesting to hear what David Moyes' comments were after the game.
They'll have a leveller, they'll have a point, and we'll go again.
Yeah. We get over it, right?
But how many times has that happened historically? Fights on training grounds and pitches?
Between players. And it's bound to happen. Do you know what I mean? You got people who are passionate, they're putting in 100%, and, and also trying to hold other players to account as well for putting in 100%. So it's going to happen. I don't think, no. There's a line. There's always going to be the line where it's no, you can't cross that line. No, man, that's a bad one.
But do you think if that was Duncan?
Yeah?
You know what I'm talking about when I say Duncan.
Fungus Ferguson, yeah.
Do you think anyone would have slapped him in his face?
Well, firstly, Idrissa Gueye wouldn't be able to reach his face. Firstly. No one's slapping Duncan in his face. Apart from his ma. That's it. That's it. Ain't nobody else slapping Duncan in his face. And living to tell the tale.
Yeah.
But despite that going down to 10 men early on in the game, 13th minute, I thought you said, Everton still came away with the result. All 3 points at Old Trafford with a Keenan Dewsbury Hall worldie, I've heard. I've not seen it again, but I heard it was a worldie.
I was listening to it on the radio, but by the sounds of it, it sounds like a world. I was trying to find it in one of the breaks.
Yeah, can't find it. No. Yeah, look forward to trying to see that on the TV when I get home. But great result for Everton. I think it's real. It's a real example of where they are now as a team. We know they've got that magic in them. What I was hearing was that Ndiaye and Barry were still linking up really well together, even when they were down to 10 men, so they were still had that forward motion rather than just sitting back in their own half and trying to defend it out. They were giving Man United things to still worry about.
I heard Grealish put in a shift in terms of the kilometres travelled in his legs. They were all cramping up at the end. And they were kind of massaging each other, the cramp out of each other. And then I think Barry... it started with Barry. Beto came on.
Yeah, came on, yeah.
And even when Beto came on, they had opportunities.
Yeah. To score,
you know what I mean? But I think they didn't have the energy in their legs to play the ball through. You know what I mean? So I'm pleased for them. I'm pleased for Moyes because, like, him leaving Everton the first time, he was like, he went with Everton's blessing. He was meant to be the next Messiah at Man United. Didn't quite work out. Been quite a nomad. Did a good job at West Ham, in my opinion. But they still sacked him.
Indeed.
And he's gone back to his spiritual home to Ben. What is it? Ben Dickinson. It's not
Hill Dickinson.
That's it.
To Hill Dickinson.
To Hill
Dickinson
Dickinson Stadium. Yeah. Who else to lead them into that stadium? Who else to welcome in the new era?
Exactly.
At that stadium.
Exactly that.
And I do want to go.
Yeah, no, definitely a stadium I want to check out as well. Yeah, it does look like I've heard good things about it, very good things about it. For Man United, it's a blip.
5 wins on the trot. This would have been their 6th.
Yeah, it's a blip.
They're higher than they were last season at this time.
Yeah.
Amarin.
It's actually his 12-month anniversary today as well, so he was hoping for a celebratory one, but he's just getting a reminder of what the first 12 months were really like. I think it's very fitting. Oh, Shannon's gone quiet on this one.
Is that saying nothing?
Right? Yeah. Give me all that jip about Liverpool earlier on. We're on level on points now. This is your best season in like 3 seasons. We're level on points. Guys, that's all we've got time for. It's bang on midnight. I need to go before I turn into a pumpkin. And Wayne, I'm sure you got duties for the morning to think about as well. Yeah. But once again, thank you everybody for tuning in and listening, and those that were watching on Breakthrough TV or who have been watching on the pre-recorded version of it. Thank you very much for your support. Make sure you go and like and subscribe on Breakthrough TV, New Star Radio Live, and also the Genius Football Show on Instagram as well. Please do show your support. Wayne, big week of Champions League football coming up, European football, I should say, when talking to a Villa fan. Let's keep it inclusive. Keep it inclusive. In fact, I forgot to even apply for that game. Silly me. But yeah, we're going to have loads to talk about next Monday, I'm sure.
A whole heap.
Yep.
So have a good evening and Hotep, my people.
Yep. Have a good week, guys. Later.